Hey everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where I am joined today, first time appearing on the channel, very special guest, Chosen. Chosen, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up? I appreciate you inviting me on the channel. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's true. One of the long-term raid guys that pumping out crazy, I think as well, like just crazy infographics, loads of top quality information, which is the antithesis, that's a hard word to say, of the way I do things on my channel, where it's all slapped together in notepads and stuff.
I love it. I got all sorts of. I mean, if I showed you my desk, I've got all sorts of papers and
Oh,
notepads
nice.
so I love it. Yeah, I got a mini notebook. Yeah, so yeah, it's just yeah, I hear you, man.
I like it. All right. Well, before we dive into the topic we're going to discuss today, it's going to be a down and dirty debate here. We're going to be picking sides. We both have very strong feelings. It could be a bloodbath. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into gaming, how you got into Raid and originally?
Sure, happy to. So I've actually been doing content since 2008. Way back in the day. The videos are still on YouTube. They're awful, but
Yeah.
they are there. And I got into gaming. My first love was StarCraft in terms of like
Mm.
multiplayer. Something I really tried hard in. My original goal was to be a professional StarCraft player, be able to earn a living that way. Eventually, I wanted to get more into like casting and that type of stuff, which naturally led me into doing content. And then I got into Diablo content. I became a Diablo 3 content creator after the StarCraft 2 stuff kind of started to fade away. And then as Diablo 3 was kind of slowing down, I randomly stumbled across Raid Shadow Legends one night when I was in bed, bored. I was like looking for something to mess around on for an hour before I go to bed, and I found myself playing it the next day and liking it, and was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna start doing content. And here we are 4 years later.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. It's such a different time. I know for me coming into it, it was really scary to come and be a Raid content creator because you're like, gosh, these guys are around and they know a hell of a lot and they've built up their followers. So I did not want to step my foot into Raid content creation until I had like over a year of playing the game at that point, when I was like, okay, maybe I can start trying some stuff at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. But I mean, the nice thing about the raid community is everybody's super inviting and nice, and
Yeah.
so that's great. I think your content is has been awesome since day one. I think you're crushing it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Well, speaking of content, let's get into the debate. Let's get down and dirty. Like I said, this is what the viewers came to see.
All right,
So,
all right.
the topic of the debate, 2023. That's this year is the year Raid Shadow Legends dies. I am going to be fighting for that proposal, and opposing me, Chosen, is going to be saying, nah, that's not the case, man. That's not, you're talking crazy, dude. So let's dive in.
I'm ready.
You ready? I'm gonna start. I'll start you off with a bit of a softball here. I'm not gonna pull out the big cards here, round one. Let's talk about fusion fatigue, though, dude. Starting off, we already have a fusion. Yeah, he's a really good fusion. We talked about that over on Chosen's channel. If you guys haven't watched that, you can find links down below, by the way. Ooh, a little segue there. Hop on over. We talked about Python versus Duchess. Python's real good. That's cool, but it's just another fusion. We're probably going to have fusions like every month for the rest of the year. We've had fusions like every month all last year. People are getting sick and tired of just doing fusions over and over and over again. 2023, that's the year people finally go, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm through. I'm out. Goodbye.
Okay. I agree with that. I agree that there is a little bit of fusion fatigue. I think they do them a little bit too often. They do them at about a clip of 12 or 13 a year. So like you said, it's about exactly one a month, which I do think is too often. I would say they should do one every 2 months. I think they should do about 6 or 7 a year, and about half it. And I also think with Raid coming up on being 4 years old, I think it's natural to have some attrition. I can't think of very many games that 4 years in don't have a certain segment of the community that is like, oh, it's getting stale. I'm moving on to other things. I think that's a natural part of gaming, but it doesn't mean that Plarium and Raid can't do better. I absolutely agree with some of the fatigue you're talking about for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas, by the way? Like, is there anything, I'm just curious here, that you would like to see as an alternative? Like, what would we do during the months where there aren't any fusions?
I would like to see some more. I would like to see PvP get a revamp, and have something cool like RTA, like real time arena,
Hmm.
and have like clans going against each other and have some cool stuff like that. But I would like to see them restructure it in a way, where the matchmaking is a little bit more fair. They've got to adjust how tag team arena scales so that more people can enjoy it and not just get crushed by siffies and every and bronze one. So definitely some implementation changes that would have to be made. But I think that would be a good start. Is revamping PvP.
All right, I like it. I like it. Okay, let me actually. This was not going to be my second point, but you brought it up, so let's dive in. Point number two. 2023, maybe we finally see this PvP rework, real-time arena. It's gonna suck. It's gonna flop hard. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because I know you probably know this as well, right? From StarCraft and Diablo and everything like that. People like to win. People don't like losing. So when you go into arena as it is in game right now, you pick and choose your fights. So you tend to have a pretty darn good win rate, because you pick your winning fights. But if you go into a real-time arena, you've got good matchmaking. Typically, it's going to be about a 50% win rate. You'll win some, but you're going to lose an almost equal amount usually. And that's just going to make people really not like it because people don't want to go in and they don't want to lose. They just want to win. Real-time arena, maybe it comes out and it's cool for a couple of months, but then people go, ugh, I actually hate this part of the game. I hate losing. Maybe they don't know why, but they hate losing. And they go, well, that's Raid's big thing for 2023. I hate this. I'm out. I don't know why, but I'm out. How about that?
Again, a solid argument, and that would be a risk of happening, which is why they have to be really careful about how they implement it, and maybe not have too many fights. Like you don't want people doing 40 a day and experiencing losing 20 a day.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree that if I were in a meeting with them talking about designing that, I would be saying the same concern you just said. So, I was thinking more of like a community engagement type thing. People to watch their favorite clans, watch their favorite content creators battle each other. It would be a little bit more interactive content to embrace the players that have been around for a while. But you're right. I don't think it would bring in more casual players or be like nurturing new players to the game or like free to play or anything.
Interesting. Yeah. Can I ask you as well, slight tangent again, what was your biggest loss streak ever, like in ranked play? I think for me in Heroes of the Storm, I think once it went at least 20 games, right? Just 20, just lost after, and you're pulling your hair out, you get more mad, you just keep losing more. Fun times.
Yeah, I've had some. I've had some brutal ones. Yeah, probably like 15. Something like that. But like between Overwatch is notoriously streaky. It's just brutal. Yeah. You'll win 10 in a row, then you'll lose 10 in a row, and it's just so insanely streaky. So I'd say Overwatch is probably my worst experience in terms of like awful streaks.
Yeah, it can be sold. When I started streaming the first time, I was doing Heroes of the Storm stuff. I used to rage so hard, man. Oh, it was terrible. I was part of why I quit at the time. I was like, I just don't like the person I become. It's just bad.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep. I've gotten better. As I'm not a college kid anymore.
Yeah.
I've calmed down a little bit, but nothing would make me rage like Overwatch. So
yeah, I've been there. Oh man. All right. Let me hit you with a real hardball here. So this is actually, I was watching your video on this where you're reacting to Darth not Darth, sorry. It was Murder Inc.'s video, right? On some of the stuff that's going on with Plarium. And I think that this is, for me, something that could definitely have potentially a big impact. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, but my thoughts, because it's gonna kill the game, dude. It's killing the game. New CEO, new game being worked on as well. Let me start with the new game first, right? New big game from Plarium. They're saying this is going to be big, way bigger than Raid. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's 2023. The game's been out. Raid's been out for about 4 years. I'm the guys over in Plarium. I'm going, okay, well, it's easy enough to keep the game just going. Just crank out those fusions. It's all fine. Take the best guys. Just move them over to the new thing. We want the new thing to be big. Take our best people off, whatever, put it on just life support. Let's focus on the new game. That's where the money is, the new big thing. Let's go. So what do you think? New game, is that gonna have a big negative impact on raid? Is it the death
Sure.
toll?
Sure. And you know, when you're in a debate, you don't look at the big picture. You look at winning the topic at hand.
That's right.
And as far as the topic at hand, which is will raid die in 2023?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, even if you're right,
Mm-hmm.
everything you said is true. They're gonna, pump everything into this new game, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna crush raid. It's gonna be Raid Shadow Legends 2, and it's gonna be even better. We're not even close to seeing it come out. So like in terms of 2023, if it were going to be releasing in, October or something, we would already be having like press releases, and we would have like closed betas, and we would know about it behind closed doors. So you're looking at late 2024 probably at the earliest in terms of something like that kind of hitting the scene.
I hadn't actually thought about that. Damn it. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, that's a terrible point. I disagree completely. But yeah, it would be interesting to see where it goes, though, because maybe something like that could have an effect. Let's talk about new CEO.
I mean, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I want. It's better for the gamers to have more competition, to have more good games. I
True.
think, a lot of the stuff that people are upset with Raid is because there's no competition.
Yeah.
Raid just has such a stranglehold on like the medieval dark fantasy aesthetic. No one tries to compete with them. Everybody does the cartoon, anime style, and Raid just has a monopoly.
Yeah. I know that like Eternal Evolution, I haven't played it myself, but a lot of people I know and respect have said to me that like, dude, this game's actually really good. So I know that game is doing well. I don't know if you gave it a go or anything.
Yeah, it is a good game. Like the thing is, it's not a competitor to Raid.
Okay.
Those two things are mutually exclusive. It is a good game. It's a fun game. But like I'm looking right now, it floats somewhere between 5 and 8% as popular as Raid.
Right.
So when I talk about a competitor to Raid, I'm talking about, you got to get to like a Clash of Clans level game. Like it's got to be a titan in the industry. It can't be one of these like side games that people think is fun and they try out. It's not a knock on them. They're good. They're just not a titan in the industry.
I get you. Yeah, I sure like. It's one of the things. The advertising budget for Raid, especially, is so huge. You could say it to a lot of people. Like, have you ever heard of? Like, I think I remember talking to my sister's boyfriend. I was like, oh yeah, we're covering Raid Shadow Legends. He's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that game. But I say if I said another one of them to them, he'd be like, wait, no, I haven't heard of Awaken Chaos Era or whatever. I've never heard of that.
It's the worst. You I meet people on Overwatch or whatever. You tell them you're a content creator, like, oh, cool, for what game? Oh, I do content for Raid Shadow Legends. Like what? Like the game that I see all the ads for. There's like
yeah. It's one of those funny things. But then I find it's a great game to make content for. Like you said, the community is really nice, and then like there's so much depth and stuff to the game. I certainly, for me, I have a ton of fun making like those videos and breaking stuff down and trying new stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there is no other current Gacha game that's come out since Raid that has like the amount of content available to make, for sure.
Yeah. All right, sorry, we've been agreeing too much, getting on. This cannot stand. Hang on, going back. So the new game, okay, maybe it's not coming out soon enough to have an impact for 2023, but new CEO, that's the end of February, right? New CEO, then that could have a big impact, right? What I'm seeing coming in, maybe Raid profits have started to fall a little bit. I don't know. And he's going to come in. He's going to be like, I'm cracking down here, guys. We got to start squeezing these guys for more money, right? He's like, fusions, they're not hard enough, dude. Packs in the shop, too cheap, not enough of them. Let's crank it up. Get them addicted. Let's go. Because I think he has experience, I think, working for a gambling company. Yeah, we know, with Raid and that sort of stuff in the past. So new CEO coming in February. Serious worry, right? 2020. That's most of 2023. He's gonna have a big impact. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that is a good argument that it could go either way. They've been so successful that I doubt we would see like a big rocking of the boat. I think what you said would have more validity if the game was trending downward. Then it might be like, oh geez, they might come in and do something crazy. But when I compare the popularity of Raid on like the Google Trends and everything, it's up about 30% compared to where it was last year at this time. So from their end, they're seeing, upward trend. Let's not do anything crazy. Yes, they might make some adjustments, and that is concerning. I hope they don't like, go the other direction and ramp up the fusions to like having two a month or something,
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm gonna be watching those concerns, but I think like even if they come in and they make a couple mistakes, Raid is just rolling so strong.
Mm.
Like it's gained so much momentum that even if it were trending down, it wouldn't like die. They would have to make like a course correction and get it going back in the positive direction again.
Yeah, I get you. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm running out of arguments here. I've still got a few. I still got a few in the bag. All right, let's touch on the. Okay, got a couple more to hit you with. Maybe not as strong as some, but still, they could have an impact here. So first of all, let's be honest. Like, I go into the game here. We've got these new events, these new tournaments, getting these anniversary points and all that nonsense. And this anniversary event, they're putting in new stuff, but it's more of the same. It's not that interesting. You got Heroes Path. We got Lunar Deck of Fate coming in. Like the new stuff that's coming in isn't new, and it's a fairly shallow illusion. People kind of see it's just a reskin of the same sort of stuff we've always been doing. Not that much fun. Why about that? That's the new stuff so far in 2023, and it's all boring.
Yep, I actually agree with that. I think the event, especially the anniversary events, they could have been so much better. They're really underwhelming. They should have had like cool skins that people could earn for free for their favorite starting champion. They could have done so much more with engaging with the community. They could have had like a content creators, someone who's talented like Layla dress up as one of the, like they could have done so much more with the anniversary events. That I agree, it's a big swing and a miss. But in terms of like some catastrophic killing of Raid, that's probably going to be really the only point of contention that we have in terms of like you trying to make this case is like I do see things that are concerning. I don't see anything that would like be so concerning that we would see Raid just like drop off a cliff within the next 6 months or something,
Okay, gotcha. Well, let me put something that, over the course of 2023, my final argument here, over the course of 2023 could really start to wear people down, which is, when the game first comes out and there's, let's say, I don't know, 100, I don't know how many there were at the start, let's say 200 champions, whatever, a new champion comes out, new champion does something new. We've never seen it before. They're new, they're flashy, it's different. The more champions you add, the less interesting every new champion becomes. We got a lot of champions in the game now at this point. Stuff like before, rares that came out, like Cold Heart and so on, that were like game changing. You're not really seeing any of that sort of stuff, There's the more champions there are, the less interesting it gets. The more factions they add, the less interesting a new faction gets. It's another new faction. Sylvan Watchers, was it as exciting as Shadowkin? Definitely not. Even if they bring out a new faction in 2023, like who cares? It's just more of the same. And that's a killer. That is a killer for a game which is all about, look at all these shiny champions you can get. You want to go collect them. What if the shiny new champions aren't that enticing anymore? When in 2023, we're hitting sort of a break point where there's just so many. There's too many. It's just not that exciting anymore.
Sure. And to answer your question, I believe Raid launched with about 320 champions.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So they've about doubled it since then. I believe it's like 700 something now. So I do agree. Or maybe not so much now because they don't add rares and epics much anymore. They mainly just add to the legendary pool, which I agree with you. I think they need to find a way to at least add a rare here and there. Like they added, something like Reliquary Tender and Frozen Banshee back in the day that were game changers at the time. But it's been so long since we've seen something like that. So I do agree that they should kind of throw more of those champions in the pool to get newer players excited about getting one of those newer rares. Maybe do it as like a promo or something, like an Apothecary or a Bellowbird type of rare. I think people that play Raid, I think they like collecting champions. I can't think of how many times, somebody, doesn't even use a champion, but it was still fun for them when they pulled it. They're like, oh, I don't have them yet. Like that's not a dupe. Hey, even though I'm not going to use them, it's not a dupe. That's cool with me. So I think there is a segment of players that are like that, but I would like to see a calming of the rate at with which legendaries are added, and I would like to see an increase in the rate that rares and epics are added, with a little bit of a pullback on the net overall addition of champions. I think they're probably averaging maybe, they're probably averaging maybe 3 a month. I'd like to see maybe 1.5, 2 a month, in terms of new champions coming to the game.
Yeah, interesting. And let's say that doesn't happen though. Let's say they're just keep on going the exact same as they have the whole way through, and like they don't change the fusions. Like, what impact does that have in 2023? Like, do you think there's a noticeable negative impact, a positive impact, like neutral? It doesn't really have an impact.
With no innovation in 2023, and they just continue to keep slamming events and slamming new champions, I think they would see a decrease, because like in the last year we saw them go up about 30% compared to last January. If there's no innovation, if there isn't something new and exciting, and they don't kind of alter the course a little bit, I think, you may see, a dip of 5 to 10% instead of a rise of 30%. But the marketing machine, and the lack of competition is just too good right now for them. It's just too much in their favor, to die in 2023. But 2024, if we have this debate again, like if we see a true competitor step into the arena, then that could be a splash of water into the face of Raid, where they could start to lose some of the market share.
Interesting. I remember last year, I think Blizzard was talking about having a few mobile games. I was wondering, man, if Blizzard brought out like a game like this, like that's another massive company that likes their money as well. That could they could.
I mean,
throw a wrench in.
I'm shocked that a company. Too. I mean, Raid's over $1 billion in revenue. It's over $1 billion. I mean, I know if I was in those board meetings at Blizzard, I would be like, what are we doing here? Like we need to make a game like this. The budget would probably be like 50 to 100 million to produce it, another 50 to 100 million for marketing, and you're printing 800 million. So I'm shocked that we haven't seen a competitor yet. It's definitely going to happen at some point. Raid was too successful for no one to try and duplicate that success. And will it be the second half of 2023? Will it be 2024? We don't know. But when that day comes, that will definitely shake up the marketplace.
All right. Well, look, guys, there you go. That was the debate. Obviously, we were both playing sides a bit there, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this one back. It's kind of playing the part the whole way through, But yeah, what do you think? Like, which side do you agree on more? Were there any interesting points? Do you have any other points for either side that you want to bring up? Let us know in the comments down below. While you're there as well, Chosen's channel will be linked down there. The collab that we did over there, debating between Python and Duchess, that'll be there too. Make sure to go check it out. Subscribe while you're over there. Give them a thumbs up as well. But Chosen, thank you so much for jumping on the channel and being game to have this sort of fun little debate. I thought it was really fun.
I'm always down for a good discussion. I really enjoy debate and discussion. So I appreciate you putting my mind to task and making me kind of think deep about what's going to happen here in Raid. And it's fun to finally stop by and touch base with you today.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll have you on again very soon, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.